Hello, we are back with another week of horribly inaccurate predictions. We have Frito, cromagnet, and FC in the VC with me.
Burden's
Alright.
dodging us.
Pardon's
It is
dodging us,
dodging
yeah.
us.
So sad. Okay, so let's start at the top. We have Crobats versus Love Discs. Oh, and I have to mention that 70% of the VC may or may not be in the Crobats, so these predictions may or may not be a bit biased. But with that out of the way, let's get on to
Alright,
the first matchup.
match. Me versus Nora.
I think
Who
FC
can be
takes
out of
it.
this one.
I think it's gonna be. I think it'll be decided in the builder plus hacks. I could see it being really close. Nora has been a lot less involved in AG recently than FC, so that kind of
FC's
gives the
yeah.
edge to FC.
Just straight up, FC's like one of the best Scalar players, so it's like predicting against Scarf and SM. Don't really want to do it.
FC build a team.
Yeah, it'll be decided in the builder when I open up the builder.
And FC just decides that.
Okay, next matchup. Royal versus Leader.
No, Leader Meliodas is going 5-0 and there's nothing that can stop him. I'm sorry.
Exactly,
bro.
exactly. You know,
Nothing can stop.
unlucky, dude. Unlucky. Unlucky for Royal. He got matched up with the wrong goon.
On the real though, I have to give it to my guy Royal. Leader has
Okay, yeah.
very good start, but the famous NDM set can only work so long before it doesn't work anymore.
Okay, no, the NDM set doesn't even do anything. It's just straight up bad.
Well, I mean,
It's just straight up bad.
Just wait for his next innovative set. First it was Snarl, Oblivion Wing, Spidefi Veltal. Now it's T-Wave EQ, Rocks, NDM. Just wait, who knows where the world will take him next.
I don't know. I'm hoping for Leader to do well in this tour just because he's a new player. Coming from
Yeah.
the TL perspective. But on
Yeah.
the other hand, Roy, my player, and I have a lot of faith in him for this one.
Yeah. Realistically,
Yeah.
I think Rel has the edge here as a player.
I think no, just generally speaking, Leader's games seemed like just two people wandering into moves, Whereas Royal knows what he's doing all the time. So I give this one to Royal.
Who were Leader's two past people? It was Based What and who else?
Rotten.
Rotten.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about those games, to be honest.
The Rotten game might have
Rotten.
caused Evan PC to have an aneurysm, but it's okay.
Okay,
Alright,
so
next
I think
matchup.
I think Royal step above those opponents too, just because of his UMPL performance, AG Snake performance, and all that stuff too. So
Yeah, Royal's
it'll be
just.
interesting for
I think Royal's just better. Yeah.
Leader.
Alright, next one.
Alright.
Max Omega versus Ballfire. Honestly, dude. Wait, what did Ballfire bring the other week? I can't remember.
He brought Goth.
Yeah.
Oh, God, okay. I remember, either Ballfire or, one of the based people, someone that began with a B brought, a T-Wave Ogre, but I think they were on Farden's team. That was based what, right?
Guess what is a part of
T-Wave
yeah.
Ogre versus Max Omega.
Oh, wait. Was based what
Yeah,
the guy
Max Omega
that
got
threw
hacked.
with the para on the Cali and the sub or something? Was he the one that threw that? He Dynamax behind a sub, like Jordan?
No.
No, that was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Max Omega's first game, he got hacked a little bit in matchup, but we're coming back stronger. This is another one of those weird,
Yeah, this is a toss-up in my opinion.
yeah, just because it's two Ubers players with, I would say, similar tour success. Max Omega is a little bit newer, but Max Omega, personally knowing him, he had the ideas floating for teams. I think he built, three teams this week to potentially try, so he's definitely very motivated to do well. I don't know about Ballfire, but I've seen him on the forums a lot.
Yeah,
Wish that could be building 3 teams. Dude, I can hardly do that all
come on.
tour.
FC.
Okay, but actually though,
23K.
Actually, though, I think this is a toss-up, like a 50-50. I haven't seen enough from either player personally. All right, Geysers versus Neville for ND. I have to give this one to Neville.
I think this is another toss-up. The guys are said they play each other every day. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but still, I think Neville's.
They're like two of the 10 actual Max players.
yeah.
Neville gets
So I don't know how this one's gonna go. Geysers has a pretty nice team going into it. Just looking at it, but again, who knows? But I'd say it's a toss-up.
What's Neville's record?
It's 1-1. He got stall matched up to week 1. Yeah, against Staxy.
okay.
Staxy nearly lost, even though he had
Hey,
unvisible
speak-
matchup.
Speaking of, hello Neville.
Hey,
Oh,
guys,
Oh, he
doing
just joined.
everything
Nice.
Against you.
Hey. I said Neville wins, but you know, these 3 people on the Crowbats say
The 3
Geysers
completely
wins.
unbiased Crowbats are saying it's a toss up.
Yeah, I do say.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
Wait. Where's Spartan?
Arden
dodged.
pussied out.
God best.
Damn, what a bitch.
Oh my god! Going on
Alright.
YouTube, you can't-
Okay.
Wait, are we recording right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
No, that's going in.
When
Alright.
Arden watches this video, he's gonna be like, fuck.
Yeah, that's exactly. He'll be like, man, I should have joined the VC so I wouldn't get called a bitch.
Okay. Next one. Let's see. Wait, who? Okay, GRN versus Pichus for SM.
I don't know, man.
Honestly, I this is a toss up.
Is it a toss-up though? Grin went 2-0.
Yeah, but also Grin brings the same like bulky offense like every single time, and Pichu's like her. No, look, the thing is like Pichus brings Gar every.
Regular offense last week.
Okay, offense, bulky offense, same thing, you know. Like in SM, like the distinction is the line is very thin.
99% of the players, you're describing everyone.
No, what do you mean?
Rookie
I'm kinda
offense is
biased.
the best style in SM.
Yeah, all SM is like you have 2 arcs, like Ray, Dawn, I don't know.
No, balance is no, like balance is the most it's the most consistent team format to bring in SM. It definitely is.
I forget what he brought me for.
But I don't know, like I wouldn't give this one to either player because Pichu is like she's kind of washed, but she's also not that bad, you know. And GRN, like he's solid. Don't get me wrong, he's a solid like offensive player. But the thing is, Pichu brings Mgar every single time, so Mgar usually has a good matchup. I mean, you guys can prep, but it's kind of hard to prep for Mgar. Like either way, if you're bringing bulky offense, it usually comes down to a 50-50.
I think that was
Yeah,
something that
we're
we
not
were
actually
talking
bringing
about.
like different archetypes. We're just bringing Shed Shell E-Killer.
That's the fun. Thanks for revealing it, SC.
No worries.
Okay,
Just
next
bringing
one.
3 Shed Shell E-Killers instead of different types.
Next one,
That is
Situm
not
versus
like-
MZ. What do you guys think?
I'd have to give it to Sidham, totally unbiased, but I mean,
I'm like, ah,
after the
so-
first 2
Okay,
weeks,
I think for this matchup we should let Will say his opinion first and then weigh in.
no. We are being unbiased.
Will, what do you
here.
think?
Okay, I honestly think this one's a toss-up as well. Like, dude, like honestly, Situm and MZ, like they're both these types of players who like they don't really invest much time into AG or building at all. But like you pass them a team, they do really well. So like I mean, they're in the same boat here.
Sidham actually, he had a team ready to go Sunday night. That,
And he was
that-
ready, man.
that
Okay, well yeah, I mean yeah.
Argar really made him excited about this tour.
Okay, but also like MZ's teams aren't exactly orthodox. Like he always brings like random like Mega Mewtwo Y, like Giratina Origin, you know, like random shit like that.
Yeah, true.
So yeah.
The amazing Gengar set. Come on, guys.
But dude, it's MZ.
The thing
MZ's
about
solid.
MZ is that he like rarely misplays. If he loses, it's
Yeah, he
usually
rarely
because of
misplays,
hacks,
yeah.
Or because like his matchup is
Yeah.
bad, but he usually does not like make bad plays.
Yeah, like yeah, like you either have to outplay him or get a good matchup to win against MZ. It's just like how it works. So yeah, all right. Next one, MC versus High Lord.
I'm gonna recuse myself from this one.
No question. High Lord's 0-2. MC is 2-0. Next predict.
The statistics say that MC should win this game, and Loti already made predicts.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you know,
Yeah.
according
Completely
5-0.
unbiased third party Loti says that
He
MC
said
is going
MC is
5-0.
going 5-0, so I think that's what we just gotta go with there, right?
yeah, you know, You know what? Leader and MC, they're just two like standout players in the SS and ORS pools respectively. I think they're just gonna both be undefeated this entire tour.
I
So
think
this is
MC he had some like I don't know if they're like consistent, but they were really interesting techs the first 2 weeks, and I think Hylord just kind of brought like I think Hylord just kind of brought like swag keys.
What was his
So-
tech the first week?
Interesting is a very nice way to put that, FC.
I mean they worked.
I hope MC wins. I hope he goes 5-0. He's my player. I can't say that I want him to lose, but I do think this is one of the most uphill matchups for our team. I will
Yeah,
say.
High Lord is.
But also,
like,
yeah.
really good at ORS AG. He's good
Very,
at
very
clicking
good.
the win buttons like Dark Void and Swagger.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean.
Yeah, honestly, the ORS pool is pretty tough. But like also, I'd say so far MC has played like the two weakest players, like MAMP and someone subbed out for
Yeah.
Liru. So I mean, it's it's kind of hard to evaluate MC's like strength in ORS. All I know is that Hylord's pretty good, so I'm gonna have to give the edge to Hylord here.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, like speaking from a completely non-biased perspective, the RS pool is actually pretty tough. You have Keys, Liru, Chloe, Hylord. Like those are some really solid players. So
There's a huge gap, I think, between the top players and the other half of players. Like you have Keys, who killed it and made you Snake. Chloe, the original kind of like ORAS player, the one who started it all, obviously very good. Who else? Liru, another solid player, but then people who
Then you
are
have
who
Lord,
don't really know.
MC, MP.
But yeah, I mean, it's an
It's
interesting
ORAS,
pool.
like,
It is-
anything
yeah,
can happen.
yeah. To be honest, it's RS. All right. Anyways, on to the highlight matchup,
Best
or
of three,
one of the
yeah, I
highlight
think this
matchups.
is-
I think FC versus
other
Nor is
matchup.
also going to be highlight, but
Mhm.
oh, and Situm versus MZ. There are a lot of good matches this week for Crobats versus Love Disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be a good week to watch.
Yeah, true. Anyways,
That's
PG
why
versus
my heart-
AL. What do you guys think?
I think you kind of have to say this is
Okay.
a toss-up. They're both 2-0, doing really well
Yeah.
in.
Okay, so PG is my player. Obviously, I'm rooting for him, but he was really bailed out last week. He should have lost
God, yeah.
those matches.
Bill versus Ferdin a little bit too with the freeze.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah,
I think
honestly,
Dale can kill
I
it.
think Zayal wins here, or Zayal has
I feel
the
like-
edge here.
Has such a huge advantage in gap that it's
Yeah.
almost gonna be has to win the next. Almost feels like he has to win the next two games, and if it goes to Oris, I don't know. I mean, she is one of the best Oris players right now.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
pretty tough to beat Zayal in best of 3 right now because she's incredibly invested in the tour as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, this will be a very good match.
Yeah. All right. Next
Right,
team
now
matchup:
we can be for real, and that will give more insight here.
Lapras versus Vivillon. Trade versus Bacon. What do you guys think? I think Bacon just wins.
It's Bacon. You
Yeah.
can't predict against
Yeah,
Bacon.
you can't predict against Bacon.
After he brought a 100-0 matchup against me, that he built in like 20 minutes before the game.
He had
Yo,
that
that's what I do every time I play Crow.
Man, that's cold, dog.
It's true. Bring 100-0 matchup.
Just 100-0, dude. It's not that hard.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's
So
the next game?
this is pretty unanimous here. Next one is Rotten versus Mons. This one's like, honestly, this one's pretty close. I think Mons
Yeah,
has the edge here though.
I think
Same.
Rotten would have a slight advantage of just playing the tier more, but they're both players.
Mons is a pretty good pilot. Like he's getting better.
Mm-hmm. So here's my thing with this matchup. The Vivs are 0-2 and got a terrible, for their morale, 1-7 last week. I think that the team may have given up a kind of Delta Rays UPL 9 kind of thing at this point. So I don't really know. While Mons is pretty good, I don't know if he's invested in the tour enough to kill.
I disagree with that because like if you look at the Viv's like roster, like they're obviously behind right now, but they have Jordan and Andy Boy, and Mons is solid along with Bacon.
Yeah, Mons is
Probably gonna
solid.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they can, if not win, they can like definitely get some ties. Like I don't think they're out of it yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
definitely.
agree.
Hey,
I just
if
feel like
they make
they're
that-
Natics.
If they start throwing together some wins, they can. But the other thing
Yeah.
is, the Lapras are 2-0, right?
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
have a
they
The
are.
Lapras is one of the stronger teams. I think their SS is probably the weak point
yeah.
because like they don't have any like super experienced notable player. Like Fat Fighter plays Ubers mostly, Trade is like everything I think, but also mostly Ubers. And then Rodden is like newer to the tour scene. He's still solid, but like they don't have like the Galar superstar.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
Ice Master is slightly behind in the meta, as you said.
Yeah, I feel like Ice is
I
kind of
think-
washed right now. He's just been AFK for like 6 months, so I mean, he's kind of expected.
No, what's tough with this year is that if you look at their like roster though, like Andy Boy has to go against Scarf, and Andy's probably like one of their best players, but he has to face like the best.
The best,
Houston
yeah.
player. So it's I wouldn't say it's a waste, but like
Yeah,
the best
it
player
is a
in the
waste.
slot that he's probably gonna lose. Yeah.
No, I think Jordan's better than Andy at Usum.
Yeah,
But they're both
I agree.
they're both really good though. Don't get me wrong.
Like
So,
I feel
yeah.
like if the Viv stacked like Andy into like Galler, that would be like a free win. Well, not free win, but like a much more likely win. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
almost like you want to put someone versus Scarf.
Yeah, well, yeah, like
But
you
that-
want you want to put someone worse versus
Throw
Scarf.
a
So
Scarf
yeah,
versus Scarf.
yeah,
It's number
exactly,
one.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
feel like in
Stacking
AGPL
the
you also
default.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, like how I got sacked to default. Yeah.
But you
Okay. Next matchup.
Default
You
0.
can't beat default without getting lucky. I got
Fat
lucky
Fighter-
because I did not miss. when you're against default, not missing is called getting lucky.
Yeah, exactly. No, but also you got some good ban rate predictions.
Easy.
So yeah, I mean they're like 50-50s, but either way, the game just went your way. All right, next matchup: Fat Fighter versus Lepton. Now, honestly, I've heard nothing from Lepton before, so I'm gonna go with Fat Fighter.
I have Fat Fighter. Yeah, I have
NFE.
Fat Fighter winning this. I know
NFE Fat
Lepton is
Fighter.
good at NFE and stuff. Like he can probably pilot well enough if given like a Bacon team, but I feel like Fat Fighter just
No, Bacon teams are hard to
Better in-
pilot for anyone except for
yeah.
Bacon.
I mean Bacon can build standard too. Like anyone can build standard in this tier. It's just Ditto, E-Turn, Evo, NDM, 2 fillers.
Yeah.
True. All right, Staxi versus Yami. I have to give this one to
Staxi.
Staxi.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Staxi takes this.
Yami's performances in
Staxi's
ND have
low.
been kind of
Yeah,
disappointing.
Staxi's the only undefeated Nat Dex right now.
Nice.
Oh my
Well,
God.
okay, Eintracht is
Oh,
undefeated. Ein's is
But like,
undefeated.
who played all the
2-0.
yeah.
All right,
Imagine having a better record than default 0. Must be nice.
Scarf versus Andy. This one, I think it's hard to predict against Scarf ever. Yeah.
I think
Alright,
Andy
I feel like
could
this
pretty
honestly,
much
I feel like this
win.
could be closer than we think, but you
Well, I
kinda
mean,
have to
of-
predict Scarf.
Of course, it's gonna be closer than you think because Andy's really good, but still,
I think
Scarf
in
is
terms
just
of, like playing, like in terms of playing skill, it's not too much of a gap. It's just that Scarf always brings some like heat team that like.
yeah,
that-
exactly. Yeah, Scarf has the team building experience and just the
Yeah.
tier experience in general. But Andy, like on a skill level, they're pretty similar.
Andy did leave. He did leave that Darkseus in on discriminatory guard last week. So I don't know.
I mean, like-
how you have no problem typing that out. But the second we get in a VC, you don't want to say.
Discriminatory.
Uh-huh.
The whole
Alright.
spirit of the Crowbacks or something.
Next one:
This is what we're gonna do this now.
Squares versus Jordan.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be close. Like Scarf and Andy's
Yeah.
gonna be close, but I think Jordan has the edge, just like how Scarf has the edge over Andy.
I'll give it to, I don't know.
Okay, just because I haven't seen as much of Jordan, because like I haven't been in AG like forever, I'd probably say 64 squares here, just because he's a really solid pilot, just in general.
Jordan's actually insane.
I don't
Like
know.
you should have seen him last year in AGPL. He went 5-0.
Last
And
year,
he-
yeah.
So like
He had like some of
The
the
highlight
toughest
Jordan-
matchups in the entire
the
tour.
highlight Jordan series was like against my team. I think it was week 5 where he faced Scarf in the best of 3, and this man just like outplayed and like farmed Scarf. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah, Jordan's insane.
Yeah. No, I think I would give the edge to Jordan if he hasn't played best in this tour so far.
What's his record so far?
I think he's #1, I believe.
Okay, but records are like kind of cringe to look at if you're
Yeah.
trying to base a prediction. Like,
Yeah,
let's be
and it's
real.
like I don't know, just the last couple games at 64.
I'm just trying to see like how bad is like not so good so far.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
yeah, okay.
It's like 64 was like 1 seed in Classic or something, right?
the way he's played in this tournament hasn't exactly inspired confidence. He's won both of his games. Oh.
Yeah. I can see predicting for Jordan then. It's gonna be a close one. I think both the SMs can go like depending on like who's like playing, just whoever's on that day, you know?
Yeah, exactly. All right, next one: Keys versus MAMP. I think everyone knows Keys is winning here.
Keys is gonna I think Keys
Yeah.
is gonna take it.
He's just really good, straight up.
I'm kind of surprised that like MAMP got drafted. Not gonna lie, but his sign up was also pretty funny. So like, dude, his sign up was like so funny that like he got drafted. Like pretty.
He's gonna be late again this week. I have a feeling.
Obviously, because he has so much.
I mean, I feel like he's the real winner of all of this, you know?
Needs AGPL. Mostly.
True. All right, next matchup, or the last matchup for this lineup, pretty much: Ice Master versus QT. I think Ice just wins here.
Yeah.
He just feels very disconnected from the metas right now.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
think Ice Master's Galar isn't like incredible right now, but it's still like not bad by any means, and I feel
Okay,
like he's
yeah.
more polished in the older gens than QT has been so far.
or it's not even that. I think Ice Master's just a better player in general. Like they both might be
That's
washed.
it, that too.
They both might be washed, but I think Ice is just better. All right, next matchup: the Lycan Rocks versus the Sabs. I'm not gonna say much here because it's my team, but you guys can comment.
the
So
rest of us can take over for this part.
the first one: Loti versus Undercover. What do you guys think?
I have Lodi winning this.
I have
I
Lodi,
think
yeah.
I would pick Lodi.
Undercover's
Reasoning?
been good. He beat me, and like I think it was like a pretty close game he had last week. Also, I'm pretty sure he played Ballfire, so like he's definitely doing well, and he has Fard in support and Galar, which is always really good. But I think Lodi is just more like in tune with the meta and stuff.
Same.
Exactly.
All right, Jerry versus TJ.
In the meta.
I think DJ is gonna win.
So
He's
TJ,
like okay, Jerry is like good at just Galar in general, but TJ is one of the better like just pilots of anything.
I don't think
in
TJ does very
general.
well.
He's the best player in this tour.
TJ hasn't really shown himself. Like he lost to Royal.
Peaches.
I mean, okay, Peaches is using VV Life Sword Zygon.
Okay, you can tell that's a Lodi team.
All right, I'm gonna have to go with Jerry here, because I feel like I haven't watched that many of his games, but time and time again, like I feel like he's just putting up wins. Like in week 1, for example, where I think most people predicted for Mons to take it, but Jerry kind of just won, and he doesn't just use like HO anymore. Like he's like really solid now. Like he's not the same player he was like a year ago. So just based on that, like I'm gonna go Jerry, but I also don't know that much about TJ. So.
All right, TJ has a trophy and none of us do, so I'm predicting for TJ.
I don't know.
Fair enough,
Again,
fair
I
enough.
mean,
It'll be an interesting game.
it is easy.
All right, next one: Crunchman versus Based What?
Big one.
Okay,
don't know who
honestly,
Crunchman
I
is.
have no idea. I heard during mock drafts, Geysers was hyping up Crunchman quite a bit. And
I think Crunchman is from TA Trainer Academy.
he is from TA, so I'd assume he's just like a decent pilot in general, but I'm not sure
Yeah,
how
he's a
much he
pretty
knows.
decent pilot.
Like, SSAG.
All
And
right.
like if he gets past Life Orb Zag, I'm not sure how well that'll go if you don't like know the meta super well. So I'd say Basewood probably has a bit of an edge.
All right. Next matchup: Kate versus Default. The
That's a tough one.
the
The
NDAG
highlight
Classic
match
Cup
of the
Finals
week.
rematch.
I think Default is gonna farm. Default's gonna farm. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't predict against Default in this pool, just in general.
I have Kate. I'm also.
But also, yeah, like a low-cam bias, but still, Kate beat Default 2-0.
Okay. The default and didn't get to turn on his luck last week, so
Yeah.
we'll see if his magical luck if it's good enough. But I
Maybe
think
he's building it up for
Hacks-
this week.
Exactly. I think bar hacks. I think Kate might be probably the better player. But with default, could just hacks his way out of any possible scenario. So
Default can
That's
also
it.
just bring some techs like Magic Out Fly CS and win the game on preview.
And that's
that was
dog.
so unfortunate.
Like
Okay.
his building, it's very weird, but it works.
Yeah.
Okay, I think if you look like last week at like the match I played versus Default, like if you just look at his team, because like historically Default brings like some wacky shit that just works. But last week, his
Yeah.
team
Last
was
week is
not
so
that-
standard.
It was not that cool. Like
Yeah.
it was kind of just like a
He had
regular
some-
balance with like Magic Coat Giratina. So like if
Some
he
drop.
steps up the building, I think he has a really good shot. If he just brings like something like lame, like Kate probably has it in my opinion.
By stepping up, you mean incorporating random weird text that happen to work
Well,
somehow.
I mean, like just not bringing like a standard balance. I mean, like the team he brought last week, like looks like it could have been like just a regular DLC one, like balance. And we
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
even
fair,
like gen
fair.
on like no Cali,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it just kind of got overwhelmed by just standard breakers you had.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I think he's gonna step it up this week for sure.
Yeah,
All right.
it'll be. I think this is like the highlight in that Dex game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. All right,
No,
next
I think
match.
this is like the game I look forward to like in general this week. But then again, I just like watching Default play. It's kind of funny to watch.
Yeah, mesmerizing.
All right, next match. Me versus Alpha Rabbit in SM.
I say you.
Yeah. I think you just have more experience in general in SM than Rabbit. I'm not sure how much he plays it. I know he was just like good in general, but I think you probably have it pretty cleanly just based on the how much you play, the gap between the two.
Fair. All right, we got Satanic Beast versus Sky Solo.
Game versus Sky Solo.
I have to give it to Edgar there.
I think Solo's gonna win. Like just okay, I haven't seen much of Edgar in general, but especially in SM, I thought he was more of an Oras main.
No.
And just I feel like if you just give Sky Solo a team, he has like a 70% chance to win.
Yeah.
He has
really good
Farden
pilot.
who can build 400 teams a week. So feel
Okay.
like he'll be able to figure something out and
Yeah,
worth it and put
fair.
in work.
All right, now we got Chloe versus Liru in ORAS.
This is a tough Oras one to predict. I think.
That is. Did Liru win last week?
I think Chloe beat Keys last week or something, right?
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, all I can say is like either way, I consider these two players like part of the top 4 ORAS right now. So either way, it's gonna be pretty cool to watch.
Also, like
Yeah,
Farden-
Chloe beat Keys and Larry beat High Lord last week.
Yeah.
yeah.
feel like
Also,
I
like
would-
Farden said like he was gonna try hard this week, which probably means he's gonna build some like Chloe seed.
All right, PDT versus Farden, best of 3.
I think
Farden.
I think
Farden
Farden.
has it.
You
Farden has
can't predict against Farden unless it's PG.
Yeah, honestly,
I mean,
It's-
if this was just Galar, I'd say it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Because PvP is really good in Galar, from what I've seen. I'm not sure about his old gens. I haven't seen much of that. And I know Farden is just very good at all the old gens.
Yeah, it's very interesting matchup.
I think if PDT does take Galar though, he has a decent shot at winning. Farden is also like, I think you could he's easily like top 3 Galar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, is that it pretty much?
So
That is it.
So how did everything land?
It is
Yeah, here
It's
I'll
now
go through and
Thursday,
highlight
no
it.
one has played yet. So that's very helpful for us to get predicts out, but no one know John, which is disappointing.
Okay, wait. So who do we predict to win FC versus Nor? FC, right?
Oh yeah.
And then Royal, and then Max Omega versus Ballfire was a toss up.
Did
Neville.
we say toss up for all of the ones below that? I think we said you guys said High Lord was slightly favored.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Then
Zael. No,
it was toss up for all. Oh yeah, Zael too. Okay.
and Neville too. But Pichus and MZ and GRN and Sidham were toss ups.
Yeah.
All right, and now we have Trade versus Bacon. Bacon takes it.
Again.
Mons takes it. Oops.
F
Fighter takes it.
Staxi.
Staxi, Scarf, Jordan,
Jordan,
Keys, Ice Master.
Keys and Ice. So that would.
5-3, 4-4.
Oh wait,
would
I'll
be-
tally the stuff up at the end, but I'm just holding them on a thing right now. And then we have Loti. Did you guys say Jerry or TJ?
I said TJ, I think. Most
Neville
of the people Jerry.
Neville said Jerry.
Neville said Jerry.
Okay, so I'll
Hey,
just
what
write
did
it
you say?
toss up. I'll just put it as a toss up. And then we have based what over Crunchman, right? That's what you guys said.
Yeah.
Default was a toss up versus Kate, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You had me over Alpha. Solo versus Edgar was also a toss up, right? You guys were kind of conflicted over that, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then Chloe versus Liru. Wait, who do you guys settle on?
That was also a toss up. I feel like that's a
Toss-up.
really hard one to predict.
Yeah, and then PDT versus Farden. You guys had Farden, right? Okay, so let's see. We have 1, 2. Okay, so Crobats versus Love Discs is a 2-3 right now from just predicts, but 3 of the games are toss ups, so it's like 3 swing games, kinda. And then Lapras versus Vivillon. You guys have 5-3,
Dang,
pretty much.
unfortunate.
Yeah. And then Lycanrocs versus Sabs. We had 2-2 with 4 toss-ups or 4 swing games.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, honestly, I'm glad that we have like a lot of swing games because that's usually how these tours. Yeah, that's usually how tours happen to play out. Because usually predicts don't go like either way that we predict them.
That's
All right.
the way out of making predicts. Just call everything a
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, low-key though, but like the player pool it's not that bad actually. Like remember how we were joking about how there were 0 players in the player pool?
It didn't turn out as bad as we thought.
Yeah, it didn't turn out as bad as we thought, true. Oh, Loti joined.
Lodi's here.
I'm here for like 2 minutes while my class is on break.
Your voice is now on YouTube. You've been doxxed. How do
Yeah,
you
we
feel?
were just finishing up, recapping the
Yo,
predicts that
how
we
did I
had.
know that Farden was gonna dodge? Like, there's no way he was showing up on this call.
This is lame.
Which toss-up games did you have?
It's classic
Here,
games.
I'll
We
send you
had-
the copy and paste on Discord.
Actually, I'll just watch the video now.
Okay.
Oh
The
my.
video is gonna be like 30
None
minutes
of those
long,
are
by the way.
none of those are.
Oh wait,
bold
none of these
ones.
are bolded.
So you can't actually tell what the toss-ups were.
Good.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me just read the toss-ups we had were Max Omega versus Ballfire,
Oh, yeah.
GRN versus Pichus,
Yeah.
Situm versus MZ. In that series. Decided on all the Lapras versus Biz, and then Lycanrocs versus Sabs, we said Barry versus TJ was a toss-up, Kate versus Default was, Edgar versus Sky Solo was, and Chloe versus Larry was.
You think
Okay, yeah, there's the
Edgar was
image.
best in the game?
Nice.
Alright,
It'll be an interesting week.
true.
Got Guys, if you're listening this far,
Guys, there's this you suck.
I think we a toss-up match.
Yeah. No faith, SMH.
Alright, that's it for this week's Predicts.